With recent news of TikTok very likely going to be banned, it's even more important to build up your email list and diversify your dependency on different platforms. That's why if you've built your audience on TikTok, now is such a good time to start posting on other platforms, YouTube Shorts, Instagram Reels, diversifying the risk of being dependent on just that one platform. But how do you actually go about building your email list specifically? It's true that having a lead magnet, some sort of high value lead magnet, can actually still work. Still works in 2024 to build your email list. The trick is to actually provide value in your lead magnet. I don't know about you, but I have seen so many lead magnets that don't offer value. I've seen like worksheets, downloadables, workbooks. Like, in theory, these seem very, very valuable to your target audience, but does your target audience like actually use them? Do they get really excited? Do they download it, take one look at it, and then forever delete it or like never open it again? So that's the key, is to find a lead magnet that's truly valuable. So I wanted to talk about some unique lead magnets that you can actually create for your business. The first idea for a unique lead magnet idea is a free trial or a free demo, right? People love free. You stick free onto anything and people will want to download it. So depending on what you sell, having some sort of free trial, some sort of like free limited time offer or demo could be a great way to build your email list. I think a free trial or demo is particularly valuable because you're getting a customer to try out your product or your service. You're letting them inside to see if they like it, and if they do, great, they'll sign on. If they don't, then they could provide some helpful feedback that you can use as you are improving your product or your service. And I say this too because with like a free trial, you're actually getting them to try your product or your service, but like a worksheet or a workbook, sometimes that can divert people away from what you're offering. So in this case, you're really getting them closer to becoming a customer truly. Number two is a webinar or some sort of online workshop. I don't see these a lot, and that's why I wanted to compile a video of actually unique lead magnets that you can offer. So having some sort of pre-recorded webinar that would provide a lot of value to your target audience, whether it is a service-based business or like a product-based business, that can provide a ton of value, because then they can watch the webinar, they can save the webinar, and then reference it later on, and people will be more inclined to actually watch it all the way through versus like a worksheet or a downloadable. Maybe they download it once and then they never open it back up again. So I've seen a webinar or online workshop work really well for like coaches and consultants. I saw a coach promoting this free webinar on Instagram. And so on her Instagram stories, she said, submit your email address. I will email you a link to the registration page for this free webinar, and then you can join it. So it's perfect. You submit your email, she sends the registration email, and then you watch this free webinar, and then she has your email address. So it's a very quick and easy way to use a free workshop, a free webinar to build your email list. Number three is quizzes. So quizzes are a great way to interact with your potential target audience and then give them something in return. So a quiz is really fun. I worked with a skincare company a couple years ago, and they would do like a skincare quiz, like take our skincare quiz to find out what products are best for your skin type. And it's a sneaky little way to add in some product recommendations as well. But I would say, again, with the quiz, like try to provide as much value as possible. That's the key with these lead magnets, is making it feel fair for the person that's handing over their precious email address, making sure that they feel like they got enough in return. Number four is a free power hour, essentially. I've seen free audits, like free marketing audits, which nothing wrong with that, but for me, that's questionable. If it's free, is it really gonna be valuable, essentially? But the difference with the free consultation is you promote this on your website, you promote it on all your socials, maybe you run some ads, right? You get people to register for this free power hour, you get their email address, you send them the registration, and then you get on basically a webinar, a live webinar with these people, and they can ask you whatever questions they want. So this is a great way to remove any sort of objections that they would have. Like, are they they hesitant about buying your product or your service, and they can actually ask you on the call. This is also very helpful for you and for your company to create content ideas. Like, what are people asking about? What do these potential customers want from us? So it gives you a whole content bank of information and ideas for future content. And then you're able to build trust and show your expertise and remove all of these objections. So I definitely think that a free consultation, free like power hour is a really good way to go. Number 5 is like a free download or chapter from a book. That's a fun one too, because it's like never released. Like, we've never released this chapter to the world. We've never released this podcast episode to the world, but you get access to this. So that is like just such a good example of how you can be exclusive and being able to release it. I've seen that work really, really well in having people just want to download and get access to like the podcast episode or the free chapter of your book. Number 6 is an interesting one. I have not seen this very often, but it's essentially doing some sort of lead magnet around giving exclusive feedback to the company. So I've seen this if you have an app, like join our beta tester program and win money or provide feedback for our app. Or this could be like, hey, we are demoing products. We're working on some new formulas. Do you want to be the first to test? So again, it's that exclusive offer that not anybody would get, so that this potential customer can provide feedback and be a part of the company and help them make decisions. So that's a really interesting one. I don't see that one very often, but I see that one also working very well. So those are my 6 unique lead magnet ideas. And again, with any sort of lead magnet, you got to make sure you're providing value. Like, it's actually providing value to your customer, to your target audience, not just a downloadable, a worksheet, just something to check the box. And again, also with marketing, it's all about testing. You're also experimenting and testing and analyzing, figuring out, okay, which one's gonna work the best with our audience. So maybe look at this list, pick 2 to 3, and then just test them out and see if they work for your audience. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.